preparing for you today is a classic beef stew. What you're going to need to complete this recipe for this beef stew is 4 pounds of bottom round cut to about this size. You'll need 6 ounces of tomato paste. You'll need 1 teaspoon of ground thyme, 1 teaspoon of kosher salt, 1 cup of red dry wine, 2 onions, medium to large, 1 pound of potatoes, 1 pound of carrots, about 1/3 of a cup of olive oil, 1 cup of flour, 2 bay leaves if you're using the larger bay leaves, or 4 or 5 bay leaves if you're using this size bay leaves. You're going to need some beef bouillon to make 2 cups of beef broth and 1 cup of frozen peas. All right, this meal takes about 7 hours to complete once it gets into the slow cooker. But from here, we're going to take it through the process of preparing everything. Now, so here's our coated beef, and we're just going to add a couple pieces in. Now we'll flip them. All right, and these are about ready to be brought out. You don't want to cook these full. You just want to get a little bit of browning going on the crust here. And this is what we're looking for. While we have these cooking, we're just going to take these, stuff them in the slow cooker. Let's set this on low, and let's set the timer to 7 hours. What we're doing over here is just boiling our beef broth. We're getting it ready. This is going to be complete here in just a little bit. These out. All right, don't let this scare you. That's exactly what we want. That caramelization, we're going to pick that up with the wine. Take these over to the crock pot. And we're going to add just a little bit more of the olive oil. We don't want to add too much. We just want to keep it from burning, because we do want that to caramelize like that. Just shy of maybe a teaspoon. And our beef broth is complete. So what I did, I added a little bit of beef broth. Pick this up. I'm going to add the onions in to give a little bit of caramelized flavor. This is how you want to dice those onions up that we were showing you a little bit earlier. What I'm doing, I'm just getting these coated with the juices. I don't want to pick all this up from the bottom yet, because we still got our wine and tomato paste to put in. All right, now it's time to add the tomato paste that we were talking about earlier. Let's just move this over to the side, just a tad there. Now that we have these coated, we're going to let it hang out for about 2 to 3 minutes. Toss them in the slow cooker. We're going to bring our wine over here. We're going to pick up all that caramelization that we've created inside the skillet. We're going to toss that in with the beef stew. We're going to let it hang out for about 7 hours over there on the slow cooker. And man, this is going to be an awesome, awesome beef stew for you. These are about complete. Let's get them over to the slow cooker. Now that we have the onions, the tomato paste, and the beef in, now we're going to go add that wine into that skillet and get that caramelization out of it. Now that we're back over here at the stove, we just want to add our dry wine. I'm using a Shiraz today, and you're going to put about a cup. The reason you want to use a cast iron or a stainless steel skillet is simply because you can get that caramelization. You can't get that out of a non-stick skillet. So what you'll do, and you're going to be working this up. So you're going to be working that caramelization out of that bottom of that skillet. It looked horrible earlier, right? Let's see what it looks like here in just a little bit. That's our last step on the stove. Let's add this into the crock pot. That's all that caramelized char that we got from all of our meats and things that we cooked earlier. This is what's going to make your beef stew a great beef stew. these are the carrots. This is how we're going to be chopping them up. Just put those in. Add your bay leaves. Your kosher salt. It's about a tablespoon. This is your ground thyme. That's about a teaspoon. Now we're adding in our beef broth. Just mix it up a tad, get those. And now you're starting to see the stew kind of come together. And we want to add the potatoes. And this is the size of the cut. At this point, the only thing that we need to put in are the peas, and that comes about a half hour before it's complete. So we're just going to put the top on it, and let it sit out, and we'll come back and visit in about 6.5, 7 hours. All right, we have 44 minutes left on the beef stew. This is where we're at. And we're about to add the peas. All right, it's been 7 hours, and this is what we have. There it is. Doesn't that look delicious? A classic beef stew. If you like this recipe for this beef stew, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and give us some feedback below. Also, give us a big thumbs up. It'll really help us out. Until next time, happy cooking.